Como estás? Como estás? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody that's coming in the building. Hello to everybody over here on YouTube. We're going to go ahead and get into the theme song because I think the theme song is so fitting.
Let's get educated. Let's get educated. Let's get educated. Bitch, I'm hella hated. I'm hella hated. Let's get educated. Let's get educated. Let's get educated. Bitch, I'm hella hated. I'm hella hated. Well, what's good, ladies and gentlemen? This is the ListenDoctor Radio, and I'm bringing you guys a brand new show today, and I am brought to you by YouTube, Anchor Radio, and Spotify, and you already know what this is. We are the ListenDoctor Radio.
Wow, what's good, my motherfucking people? What up, what up, what up? What's good, ladies and gentlemen, man? It's been a long time since we did one of these shows. Happy birthday to one of my dudes in the comment section is always showing up, Tyrone. Happy fucking birthday, Tyrone, man. He is made 35 years old today, so a happy birthday to you, man. You almost as old as me. I mean, as my wife. She's 36. You getting that? One more year. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Everybody that's coming through. Thank you guys. I appreciate all the love. If you can, please go ahead to my YouTube channels, deedee&cecetv, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And go to the ListenDoctor channel that you already know, because that's why you're here. And go ahead and hit that motherfucking thumbs up and the subscribe button for me. Without further ado, man, we got some fucked up news to get to coming from out of Minnesota again, ladies and gentlemen. On the back of my screen right here, you guys can see, or you can read the title, that another unarmed black male was shot and killed by an officer. And I had to do this. I had to come out of retirement because I stopped doing this kind of content for the moment because I'm doing stuff with my wife on her channel, on our channel. But I had to come out of retirement because I seen somebody comment to me like, Doc, what are you going to say about it? You ain't say nothing about it. So I'm going to have to go ahead and give my 2 cents in. And it's funny. It's not funny, but it's funny because I was just on a platform called Bigo Live, where I was talking to a whole bunch of people last night and debating an intelligent group of people about the same topic. One of these same topics about shooting unarmed black men and how our flight with the cops and how important it is for a black male to be respectable or not be respectable when it comes to interacting with the cops. Why should we have to be like that? And when it comes to white folks, they don't have to do that, and they can talk to the cops and everything else. So we're gonna analyze that and we're gonna talk about it. And I was on the side of, my mama told me, do whatever the fuck you gotta do to come home. And they were on the side as, why should we have to do that? Right? So none of us was wrong. I wasn't wrong, they wasn't wrong. But we're going to talk about it because now all of the protesting happened with George Floyd. All the marching that happened with George Floyd. And now in this same fucking state, literally a couple of blocks from where it happened at with George Floyd, a couple of miles away, another shooting is taking place. And we're going to go ahead and watch the news story in the back of me. You know, I watched it already, but I'm watching it with you guys. Trust me, it is very graphic. If it's graphic to you and you cannot deal with it, go ahead and step out, come back. But if you can deal with it, please watch the video, hear the audio, let me know how you feel about it. If you can see it, please let me know if you can see it or correctly. I think these lights are a little bit too bright, so let me go ahead and cut these lights down some. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. If you can, please let me know. If you are in the building, hello, 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 hello. What up, what up, what up? I see you guys on Bigo, hello, hello. I see you guys on Facebook, hello, hello, hello. And hello to my YouTube channel, hello, hello. Let's go ahead and get into the topic, man. This is the news story that happened yesterday in Minnesota, man. If you knew coming on, another unarmed black male was shot and killed in Minnesota, and we're going to talk about it. Let's go ahead and get it.
Protesters in the U.S. state of Minnesota have taken to the streets for a second night after a young black man was shot dead by police near Minneapolis. The officer who fired at 20-year-old Daunte Wright says that she confused her gun with her taser. Tensions in Minneapolis were already running high before this latest incident. A white former police officer, Derek Chauvin, there is currently on trial, charged with the murder of George Floyd. The president is appealing for peace.
The last moments of Daunte Wright's life, recorded by the body cam of the police officer who fatally shot him. 20-year-old Wright is arrested during a traffic stop. He struggles free and gets back in the car. Then, police say the footage shows that the officer used her gun by mistake.
As I watch the video and listen to the officer's commands, it is my belief that the officer had the intention to deploy their taser, but instead shot Mr. Wright with a single bullet. This appears to me, from what I've viewed and the officer's reaction and distress immediately after, that this was an accidental discharge that resulted in the tragic death of Mr. Wright.
Anger spilled out onto the streets hours after Wright's killing. A dusk to dawn curfew was imposed to stop further unrest. But protesters gathered for a second night in the suburbs of Minneapolis, outraged by yet another death of a black man at the hands of a police officer. President Joe Biden appealed for calm.
But we do know that the anger, pain, and trauma that exists in the black community in that environment is real. It's serious and it's consequential. But will not justify violence and or looting.
But the shooting of Daunte Wright has fueled tensions in a city already on edge over another notorious case. Not far from where Wright was shot, Derek Chauvin, the officer who killed George Floyd, is on trial for murder.
And let's get more. We are joined by Sloan Martin, who is a reporter and anchor for a local radio station in the area in Minneapolis. Thank you so much for joining us. There's anger on the streets, as we've been seeing after this latest killing. What's happening? Walk us through it.
Well, things have been quite calm tonight, but that was after a pretty large crowd dispersed, and there was tear gas put off by police, those non-lethal munitions as well, to try and disperse the crowd. State officials put in a curfew for 3 counties in the Twin Cities metro area from 7 p.m. to 6 a.m., so still several more hours left in this curfew to try and make sure that damage to property and any other violence is kept to a minimum. But we do know that several thousand people were out again in Brooklyn Center. There were some other break-ins reported in other spots in the Twin Cities, including in South Minneapolis, where that was an area that was very badly hit in the aftermath of George Floyd's death. But protesters demanding justice in this case, even though there was the quick release of the police body camera video, there really is a really strong call for reform in policing in Minnesota.
Absolutely. And we know for the officer's part, the claim there is that the officer intended to reach for the taser, instead reached for the gun. I'd like to ask you, are people buying that there on the ground, and has that claim done anything to de-escalate the situation?
I don't know if it's a matter of if people are buying it or not. I think it further lends evidence to what protesters have been saying about overall reform of policing, that it can't be acceptable that a mistake like this, which Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Fry called a tragic but careless mistake, could lead to someone losing their life in a routine traffic stop, first of all, and second of all, in a case where the warrant that was out in his name was for a misdemeanor offense, and that ending up in a fatal situation is something that's very difficult for people to accept. So even though you hear in the body camera video where the officer, who's a 26-year police veteran, this is not someone that is new, this is someone who also has been a leader in their police unit, who has helped defend other officers who have been in officer-involved shootings, that she would know her way around being a police officer. So to other people in this community, that's very alarming, and that's why they are continuing to be very vocal about wanting concrete change. They said, law enforcement officials, state lawmakers, for example, the governor, have had almost a year now since Floyd died that something should happen. And here's another example, and they think that this should have been avoided.
Absolutely. Sloan Martin, reporter and anchor at WCCO News Radio in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's go ahead and talk about it. If you are in the building, hello. If you are in the building, hello. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Another unarmed black male was shot and killed in Minnesota. And just last night I was debating with a group of black people on Beagle, my brothers and sisters. And we were debating on a couple of topics. It was a friendly debate. I love debating. It was a friendly debate. And it was about that same incident and why I voted. They asked me why I voted for Donald Trump and everything like that. And it was very, very good. And I gained a lot from those people that was on there. Shout out to everybody that was in there. Jermaine Sullins. A lot of the other people that's on Beagle. Grandmother was in there. Grandmother Ree. A lot of young people that was on Beagle that was in there last night. I gained a lot of respect for those people. And a lot of things that I thought it was ideal wasn't ideal to them. And I gained a lot of respect for them. In this video, if you didn't see it, the young man was stopped by the cops. They said they stopped him because he had air freshener on his thing. That's the reason why they was stopping him. And on his rearview mirror, and they stopped him because of that. And I don't understand what air freshener's got to do about a stop when it's on your rearview mirror, but whatever. And that's the reason why they stopped him. And when he stopped him, he got pulled out of the car and he tried to get back in the car. That's where he made a mistake. But that mistake should not want a killing. That mistake should not be able to make him be able to be expired, not here anymore. That mistake shouldn't cause for his life to be taken. And if I'm going to be fair, I got to be fair. This is murder. This is pure murder. You heard what they said. The lady been on the force for 26 years or 22 years. She's been a person that's with the unit, with the union. She's a head of the union, of the police union. And that's basically a union. When I worked at Applebee's, we had a union. When I worked at the warehouse district department, we had a union where anytime somebody would have anything happen on the job, we can go to our union chief, and our union chief would talk to us and be able to handle things and be able to take care of things and whatever. If I got fired for any reason that was not good, my union chief can talk to me and get my job back. She's been on that committee. She's the head of the committee. She's been on the force 20-some years. Now, a lot of people are saying they're not buying it, and I'm not buying it either. I am not buying it. Hello. Shout out to the people that's in the building. If you are in the building and you're late to the building, you're late to the story. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. We're live on 3 platforms right now: Bigo, Facebook, and on YouTube. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. We are talking about an unarmed black male that was shot and killed in Minnesota yesterday. Another black male that was shot and killed in Minnesota yesterday by a police officer that been on the force for 26 years. She said, ladies and gentlemen, for the people that's missed it, she said she thought she pulled her taser and she pulled her gun by mistake, killing a 20-year-old black male instantly. Because she said she thought she pulled her taser. And a lot of people are not buying it that you've been on the force for that long. It was an accident and shooting. So I'm going to ask you guys, the title of my show is, we have done all this already. We have done the marching. We have done the protesting. What else can we do now? Another unarmed black male in that state was shot. What else can we do to give this family closure in this debt is my question. If you'd like to call in, the number to call in is 504-289-5057. 504-289-5057. You can call in, talk to me, or you can get on a platform on Beagle and get in the box, or you can get on the channel on Facebook and get in the box. For the people that's going to watch this on a replay, hello, subscribe to all the channels as well. I'm going to give you guys my 2 cents. In the video, the guy, if you didn't see it, you can go back and watch the replay on YouTube or Facebook. In the video, he does grab away and get back in his car. Cops hate that because they don't know what you got in the car. They don't know if you got a weapon in the car. They don't know if you're trying to kill him or something. But one of the guys, Jermaine Sellens, he's a very famous actor, very famous singer. He's been on American Idol. He said last night to me, why should the cops feel afraid of us? And I never thought about that way. But then I do think about it that way because the things that we show people, what up? Shout out to you, I see you, bro, what up? From Canada, shout out to you, thank you, appreciate you from Canada. What up, my dude? If you can, man, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and subscribe to me on my channel on YouTube, deedee&cecetv. And you can go to my channel at the back, the ListenDoctor Radio, and go subscribe to it as well. I appreciate it, man. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you all the new people that's coming in. But an accidental murder, why should the cops be afraid of us? He asked. And I want to ask you guys as a whole, if you'd like to call in, the number to call in is 504-289-5057. 504-289-5057. If you would like to call in to talk to me about it, or you would like to say something in the comments, I will read it. But why should cops feel afraid of black folks? I'll tell you one reason why my uncle said he was on our force and why some officers are scared of black folks. The way we act in TV, the way we act in real life, we are very loud and voicious. We are very aggressive. Black men are very aggressive. And I can tell you the reason why we are very aggressive. From a kid, we was told we could not cry. From a kid, we was told we could not have any emotion that was effeminate. From a kid, we were told we had to be hard. From a kid, we was told we could not show our feelings. So what does that do for a person? It makes that person hard. It makes that person aggressive. It makes that person feel like fuck the law. It makes that person feel like I don't give a fuck. Some people hear me talking, and when they hear me talking, they immediately think I'm angry about something. I'm not angry. That's just the way I talk. I cannot help that. Everybody's raised different. I was raised in the hood. We had conversations like this. You'll swear if you go out and have a conversation, you see some dudes talking, and you will swear they about to fight. It's just their normal language, how they talk to each other. It's just a fact. But people out in the real world don't understand that about us. And they get scared. But then my thing is, why the fuck are you a police officer and you're afraid? Like I told the people last night. I asked them, why did Michelle Obama, a black woman, run for president? Because that's what we was talking about. Because they said, did you vote for Donald Trump because she was a female running? I said, no. I said, my thing is, if America really wanted a president, If America really wanted a woman president, the person that should have ran for president was not Hillary Clinton. The person that should have ran for president and would have won should have been Michelle Obama. She would have won. Her husband would have endorsed her. Right? She has a husband that could have been in the office again as her vice president. Right? Exactly. Could have been in office as her vice president doing things that he couldn't do in his term. She didn't do it. You know why she didn't do it? Because they said last night she was afraid. Get the fuck out of here. So that tells me Hillary Clinton got enough nuts. She got more nuts than Michelle Obama. That's what that's telling me. That Michelle Obama was scary. That's what that says. That's what they said. And I said she didn't do it because she knew already who the president was going to be. Shout out to the people that's making your way in the building. Hello, hello. We are puppets. Going to vote, it's not really it's not a voting thing. We don't vote. It's just something to make us feel like we important. It's not something that we really do. They don't give a fuck about our votes. It's just something to make us feel like we doing something. A part of the presidency. But it's already picked, ladies and gentlemen. And in this state, man, I told them last night, maybe if we tell our kids to stop being rappers, stop being football players, stop being ball players, stop being actors and singers, right? Become a police officer, become a lawyer, become a fucking senator, become a fucking mayor, you can start changing laws. They quickly say, no, that's a talent. So as getting black folks out of prison. So as getting laws to be changed. That is a talent. But we don't want to do that as black folks. But we want to complain that these white officers are killing us. Where you see the police department and you got about 20 black officers on the force. Compared to 50 white officers. In the black community, if you tell someone you want to become a cop, they'll laugh at you. I am proof of it. I told my brothers, my real brothers, my real friends, that I wanted to become a cop. That was my dream. They laughed at me. You want to become a fad, a rat? That's what they said to me. My own brothers said that to me. So, what is the problem with becoming a police officer? Y'all complain. We complain about the white officer. But if you become a black officer, and it's not 2 white officers in the cars, and it's 2 black officers in that car, you'll have a better chance, right? You would think. But we don't want to run for president. We don't want to do the hard work. We want to get the microwave effect. We want it now. Today is the microwave effect. Everybody is so impatient. We want it now. We have cell phones, and I'm one of them. We have cell phones, and we trying to get on an app, and it ain't working fast enough. We clicking the phone. We just clicking. What the fuck is going on with it like it's a computer? Like it's something that's supposed to be instantly. We don't want to wait for nothing. Because you know why a lot of black folks don't want to become lawyers and doctors and shit like that? Because you have to go to school for a longer period to get that. You have to pass a bar exam to become a senator, a lawyer, and change laws. Black folks don't want to do that. We don't want to go read. We rather use our talent voice-wise and go rap and sing. Because it's easy. It's faster. That's why America is the way it is. But in this story, this young man was unarmed, was shot. This young man was unarmed, was shot by a police officer that's been on the force for 20-some years. She said she mistakenly thought that she had a taser in her hand, and it come out to find out it was not her taser, it was her gun. This is the young man's mother, and this is what the young man's mother is asking for. This is what the young man's mother is asking for, and I think as people, we should give it to her. This is what she wants for her son being dead. And I think as people, if she is calling for peace, we should give her peace. She can't bring back what she really wants is her son. But she's saying this is what she wants, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to the people that's in the building.
He called me at about 1:40, said he was getting pulled over by the police. And I said, well, why did you get pulled over? He said they pulled him over because he had air fresheners hanging from the rearview mirror. I said, okay, take them down. And he said, Mom, they want to know about insurance. I said, I will, when the police officer comes back to the window, put him on the phone and I will give him the insurance information. Then I heard the police officer come to the window and say, put the phone down and get out of the car. And Daunte said, why? And he said, well, I'll explain to you when you get out of the car. So I heard the phone get either put on the dashboard or dropped. And I heard scuffling, and I heard the police officer say, Daunte, don't run. And then the other officer said, put the phone down, and hung it up. And then a minute later, I called, and his girlfriend answered, which was the passenger in the car, and said that he'd been shot. And she put it on the driver's side, and my son was laying there lifeless. And then I said, where are you? And she said, I don't know. And the other officer said, hang up the phone. She hung up the phone, and I called 911 to find out where they were. Then I get here, and there's a car accident, and my son's laying on the ground. And I don't want all of this. I just want my baby home. That's all I want. I want him to be home. I don't want everybody out here chanting and screaming and yelling. I just want him home. That's it.
I don't know what idiot that was laughing at the end of it. I don't know who was that, but it was really, really fucked up and just stupid. But that's what the mother wants. She wants her son to come home. He know he can't come home, but she wants her son to be able to bury him. And it's not a laughing matter. I have looked up the numbers of how many young unarmed black men in Minnesota that was shot. It alarmed me, and it should alarm you. In the past 5 years, Minnesota has had 25 shootings that was unarmed black men. Minnesota has had 14 shootings of unarmed white men in that state. Minnesota has had 15 unarmed shootings of Hispanic men in that state. That's a total of, because I'm not good with numbers, so just give me a second. That's a total of 20, 16, 15, 15. That's a total of 45 shootings in that state. Killings of unarmed black men. Of men, period. And then we act up and go out and protest. We go out and loot. We go out and stream Black Lives Matters. Say their name. And then we go on with our life. Some people keep it up and go back out there every day and loot and protest. Get arrested, get out, go back and do it again. Where is the goal? What is going to happen? What can we do to solve another black male or a period person from being shot by police officers. I'll tell you what we can do. Maybe tell our kids to start becoming police officers. Train our kids on how to talk to the officer. His mom said he asked the cop why he have to get out of the car. My mom told me, this is what my mother told me, and anybody tell this story the same way, it never been different. I tell the story the same way. My mama told me, do whatever the fuck you need to do to come home. I don't give a fuck. If you gotta say yes sir, no sir, whatever you gotta do to come home, do it. I don't want to have to bury my son because he didn't know how to talk to the cops. And it's fucked up. We as black folks gotta be able to talk that way and speak that way to not get shot. And we see other white folks talk to police officers, and I've saw it in my own two eyes, talk to police officers with no respect at all and do not get shot. Prime example, Dylan Roof went into a black church and shot 9 people, killing them. They walked this man out in handcuffs. Not only did they walk this man out in handcuffs, he said he was hungry. They took this bitch ass nigga to Burger King and got him a meal. Right after that, another murder happened. Another mass murder happened where a man went into another church killing 11 black people. They took this nigga out in handcuffs. And he was a white person. What does that have to do with this person, Doc? He was white. This person was black. And he is deceased. That's what it has to do with it. We are tired as a community. Black folks are tired as a community for feeling afraid of the police officers who supposed to be able to hire, who we pay to protect us, but they actually are people who kill us. But then you have the other side to that sword, Doc. Black people kill each other too every day. And I talk about that. You talk about that, Doc. You're right. But if I bring my son to school, the teacher is hired to teach him. But if the teacher is fucking him instead, it's a problem. Because I didn't bring my son to school to be fucked. I brought him to school to learn, right? If you go to McDonald's and you try to order a number 1, and on the side of the number 1, they say, all right, they take their penis out and start peeing on you. That's not what you asked for. But even though it's a number 1, you didn't specify what number 1 you wanted. You said you wanted a number 1. So I pissed on you. It would still be not what I asked for. That's not something we asked for. We don't ask to get shot by the cops when we get pulled over by the police. Why are they afraid of us and not afraid of other folks? And if you go back to the video, I said it. Black folks are aggressive. And that should not be a reason why we should get shot. I'm going to hit it in this like this, man. Rest in peace to you. What I think we can do to help this young man get closure and his family get closure is not be angry at the police department, even though we should, but not be angry at the police department. Go out and help the police department understand us better. And Doc, we did that already. They got people that actually go out and go to the police officers and tell them, this is how you're supposed to handle a black person. Or this is how you're supposed to handle the community that don't trust you. And they still killing us. Just because we keep praying and ain't nothing working, we still pray. Just because you can't see God, you still pray to him, right? And nothing's changing. But you're still praying. So why should we give up? Y'all want to defund the police? Fine. But then when anything happens and you need the police, you're not going to be able to call on the police. Then what are you going to do? Because trust me, when they defund the police, guess what they're also going to do? Take away your weapons. It's going to happen. And it's not going to affect the criminals who are doing fucked up shit. It's going to affect people like me and you, citizens who don't do fucked up shit. The person that's just trying to protect his kids and wife. The person the old lady that's in the store and she'll fuck around and get mugged. That's who's gonna affect your grandmother, your grandpa. That's who it's gonna affect. Not little poo-poo and Ray-Ray. This has to stop. And that's what I'm calling for. Black folks around the world, go out, spend some time with a police officer. Hell, they got ride-alongs you can do with a police officer. You can actually go to any police station in the country and ask them you would like to do a ride-along with them. Meaning you would like to go on a car with them to anything. They have to let you go. They cannot refuse it. You pay their salary. You can do it. See how it feels to go to a call and be in that same officer's shoes. See what it's like. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I actually did it when I was a kid. It is real. You can do ride-alongs. And see how it feels to be in a cop car with someone that doesn't want to do what you say do. This is very tragic. That's one thing we can do. The next thing we can do is tell our kids to become doctors and lawyers and citizens that want to change the laws, like the mayors and the governors. We can do that. Shout out to the people that's in the building. Hello, hello, hello. We can do that. The next thing we can do is also educate our children on how to talk to the police officers when they are being approached. It's not to make your child afraid of the police officer. It's to aware your child that you are already a target. Black folks act like they don't tell their kids that. Black folks act like they don't have that talk with their kids and tell their boys. My dad did. My mom did. That you are a black male. You already have a target on your black because you're black and you're a male. Everybody black has had that talk. Black male, at least. So why not should we have the talk about telling our kids when a cop approached them to handle themselves accordingly? Why shouldn't we have that talk with our kids? The people last night that I had the debate with, that's making your kid afraid when they see their white friends or their white people talk to the police officers disrespectfully. Just because, and I said, just because we see white folks, our white friends talk to their mama disrespectfully, you gonna talk to your mama disrespectfully? Not me. If you in the comment section and you'll talk to your mama disrespectfully, let me know. You get the back the fuck up. Your mama will tell you, you better not come over here and try to do what Ray did to his mama. You ain't gonna get that same treatment in this house. I brought you in this world, I take you out this bitch. Right? Your little freak Timmy can talk to his mama all kind of ways. Facts. Your friend Timmy can talk to his mama all kind of ways. But let you try that shit with your mama. It's gonna be a different fucking thing. If we can follow that rule, why can't we follow that rule when it comes to police officers? I'll wait. See, I'm a very good debater. I did debating in high school for all 4 years. I did debating in college for all 4 years. I'm a great debater. So I lost last night on one part. I ain't gonna lie, I lost. Cause you gonna watch it. I lost on one part. He got me on that. He got me on that. I can say I got defeated. But the fact still remains. We got another unarmed black male that was shot in Minnesota. Killing him. And I'm asking for everyone that watches me to go out and boycott that city. Go out and use your voice and change and be able to make your voice heard. But the mother is asking for peace. The mother is asking for the town to not go out and loot, not go out and tear shit up. This march, show your disdain for the police department, and let's get some shit changed. But we already done this shit, and it still happened in the same city. It's not even 5 fucking blocks from where George Floyd was shot at. It happened again in this city. And a 20-year veteran on a police force shot a unarmed black male because she said she thought she had her taser in her hand and not her gun. I am not a police officer, but I am aware with weapons. Bitch, I know how a gun feels versus a taser. A taser had that little yellow thing on it. So that's a lie, bitch. Because when you pick the gun up, you can see it's nothing yellow on it. You can see it. You knew it was a gun. You dirty bitch. You knew it was a gun. You didn't care. You wanted to kill this man. And that's murder. So your dirty bitch ass should go to jail for it. Because I, being a black male, can't go in a police station with a gun and say I was sleepwalking and I wandered up into the police station with a gun. They'll kill me on the spot. But they have a white man who went into a police station, thought his son when he thought he was chasing his son. And he thought his son went into the police station. And he ran in there with the gun. They walked him out. They escorted him out and said, "Sir, you couldn't do that." He didn't die. He didn't die. We need to stop. And we need to make it stop now. So I'm calling for everyone who watches me, who knows the truth, who loves what I do. Please go out there and give his mama the biggest hug, the biggest air hug you can give her. Let her know that her son would not die in vain. And that this shit needs to stop. It really does. It really does. And it's sickening that an officer can make a mistake that causes someone to lose their life. But if a doctor made a mistake and causes someone to lose his life, they lose their licenses. Police officers do it, and they continue to go back to work. Like that makes sense. A doctor that's paid, that's trained to save lives, can take someone's life, malpractice, make a mistake, and get sued and get fired. Or go to jail, or all three. But an officer that's got a gun in their hand can shoot someone and go back to work. That's why, as black folks, we are angry and outraged that this is keep happening. I am the Listen Doctor, man. A.K.A. DJ Fatboy, A.K.A. Deedee. If you like to watch these platforms, shows that I do, every show that I do, you can find me on YouTube at deedee&cecetv, or you can go to my other channel where you're going to find this one at the Listen Doctor Radio, and check it out. We are on all platforms. You go to my website, The Listen Doctor, www.listendoctor.com, and follow me over there as well. Get active, get motivated, man. We bring a lot of true talking. We bring a lot of shit that really needs to be said. And I'm praying that the person that's responsible for this will be held accountable and will face every penalty that they can give this person. It was murder. It was murder. And I think this is an open and shut case. I would be amazed if the person get off. I really would. But as history has taught us, don't wait for it. Don't hold your breath on it. Don't hold your breath on the government to do this. I watched First Take today, and they said that they should have police officers policing police officers. And then I have to say, what do you think the Cops TV show was? What do you think Live PD was? That black folks wanted to boycott that's not on TV. Those cameramen were policing, believe it or not, they were policing the cops because they had to record everything that happened. You had your evidence. But because you don't have that anymore, because black folks wanted it off TV, it was offensive. You don't have it anymore. So now you have to rely on the body cam footage that they can manipulate. But when it's live on TV, you cannot manipulate that. We get what we ask for. And I'm saying, change the laws. Tell your kids to become police officers. Tell your kids to be aware of how to talk to people, talk to officers when they're in front of them. And maybe one day this shit will stop happening. But until then, it's going to continue to keep happening. We have to be the change. And if we don't want to be the change, stop crying about the treatment that they're giving us. If you don't want to tell your kids to become doctors and lawyers and police officers, stop crying about how they treat us. Because it makes us look stupid. You're crying about the police, but you don't want to become a police officer. Just because you'll be a sellout in your neighborhood. Or you'll be looked at as a rat. Or you'll be looked at as phony. You'll be looked at as you awkward. You want to become a police officer? Yeah, I could change some laws. I could help the police department understand how to handle a black person when you stop them. But then, if you got a person that's trying to get out the car and he goes back into his car, what do you think is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think is going to happen? And the TV is going to eat this up right now. They're going to eat it up because this is a distraction to us. Because they don't want us to see what's actually going on right now. It is a distraction for black folks, only blacks and white folks, to get all up in arms. Even though it ain't happening to them like that. Even though it ain't happening to Mexicans like that. They want us to feel like it's a tragedy. And it is a tragedy. But they want us to feel like it can happen anytime. And you got to be worried about it. Let's worry about it. To keep us off of what's actually happening. What happened in this story? A young man was killed for no reason. His life is taken at 20 years old. And I give this with all my respect in the world. Young man, rest in peace to your family. My condolences. And I really, really, really hope that this can change. This should be the step for people to start seeing that we as Americans must stand together and must tell our kids to become the change. Become the change. And maybe, just maybe, it'll change. Thank you guys for showing up. Everybody that showed up. For the new people that came in, I have people watching from Canada today. So thank you guys. Appreciate y'all, man, for coming through. I am the Listen Doctor, a.k.a. the Doc. I am out. Love you guys. Stay up. Stay prayed up. Continue to stay loved. Continue to love each other. And I'll see you guys when I see you. Peace. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, everybody that's watching me on YouTube and Bigo, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off, man. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for showing up. The people that did show up, I appreciate it. This story it got to me. It really got to me, and I will be able to put something out for you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and edit this video, post it on YouTube so you guys will be able to see it. But I did a long story, a long version of my news. And I really just had to give out some shit and give out some information. So thank you guys who showed up. The people that did show up. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be at the bottom of somewhere down here. Maybe right here. I think it's right here though. But somewhere right here. It's going to be at the bottom of the channel. Go ahead and subscribe to it. And if you would like to hit that Cash App, go ahead and send a donation to the channel. This is independent journalist at its finest. It takes me a lot of money, a lot of work to get this stuff going, to perform shows for you guys. So if you guys would like to go ahead and donate, go ahead and donate. If you would like to go ahead and tell this young man's mother anything, I'm going to put the link to where you can go ahead and put that, so you can go ahead and contact his mom or give her some wishes and give her an air hug and send her something in the mail. Let her know that you are with her. We had a lot of stuff coming. Me and my wife, we had some stuff coming on our channel. We have a lot of things that we're trying to put out. We had a lot of videos that's about to be put out this week. We got a video dropping later on today that's going to be up there. It's a prank, and it's a dance game, a drink game that we're going to post today as well. So you guys be looking forward to that. Everybody that's in the building, man, I love you guys. Go ahead to those channels and subscribe to the channels. Get active, get influenced, man, and let everybody know what's going on. We got a lot of shit going on, man, in the world, and it's just very unfortunate that shit like this keep happening. And then when it happens, we go on with our regular day and just nobody talks about it. I'm going to be the person to talk about it. I'm sorry, I had somebody coming in the queue. I'm going to be the person to talk about it. And I'm going to be the person that try to see if we can get this shit going. What can we do to help this man's family get over this? And how can we change it? Thank you, guys.